Welcome to Access Granted Systems. In this video, I will show you how to create and send invoices to multiple members all at once. Okay, and so I am in a sample community here, and I'm logged in as an account administrator. And before we get into invoices, let's take a look at our member list, and let's pick out a group of people that we want to send an invoice to. So this community is sectioned off into family members and couple members and single members. So I'm going to focus up on the family members this time. And there are only 4 households that do have family memberships. So we'll keep that number 4 in mind as I show you the result of our actions today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the billing program by clicking the menu button. And we'll click on billing. In our request area, that's where we write our invoices. And so we're going to click this yellow plus button to add a new invoice request. Okay, so the first step is to write a title, and I do recommend a descriptive title here. So I'm going to say 2022 membership dues, and these are specifically for our families, so not our couples or our single persons. And I don't want to send it to all people, I just want to send it to our families. And so I'm going to select a membership type. And so just so you know, you can send it to all your memberships by just collecting all memberships, and everybody in the database will get this invoice. But for today, we're going to select membership type, and it's not the bronze membership. It is our family membership. And I'm not going to restrict this at all, and so I'm going to send these invoices to everybody. And next up is going to be adding our line items to the invoice. So you can add multiple line items here, but for our case, we're just going to do the one. And so we'll put a description in here, and it is the membership dues here. And the type of line item, you have 3 options here. One is normal, meaning that just the quantity times whatever price you put here. So let's put a price of $2 as our invoice. Now the other options are per member, meaning that if this was a family of 4, it would be 4 times 2. So this invoice would be $8. A family of 3 would be 3 times 2, an invoice of $6. But I'm just going to make this a straight fee, just a $2 invoice for the entire family. Okay, next up is we're going to schedule the invoice. So when would you like to send that invoice? Well, let's send that out today. And when is that invoice going to be due? So maybe we'll do that 2 weeks from today. And that's the due date on the invoice. Next up is, do we want to make this a recurring invoice? So you may, but for this demo, we are not. We're just going to send this invoice once. So if your membership dues change year after year, you just want to do the one invoice. Okay. Next up is our note section, where we can write an internal note. This is a note for the member, and so the family will get this note. And here's an internal note. So note for management. Okay. This way you can refer to this note later on. Next up is the actions when the invoice is paid. And so what do we want to do? So we can type in the treasurer's email here, and the treasurer will get an alert when this when the invoice is paid. And the treasurer could also look up here for the paid invoices as well. We can set a new expiration date. And so that is the goal of this invoice, is to set a new expiration date. And so we're going to send that in the future. So maybe October of next year, maybe October 15th of next year. And then we can unsuspend any suspended people. So maybe I do want to do that. And then we can also increment your guest passes. And so maybe your policy at your facility is every year each family gets 10 free guest passes. And so we can set that to 10, and now the guest passes will increase by 10. Okay, so I think I'm ready to send this invoice. So I'm going to click the submit button and confirm it. And that invoice is processing. And in just a few moments here, it'll be sent. Okay, so if I hit the refresh button on this table here, so there are 4 invoices being processed here. Okay, so now they're good to go. Those 4 invoices are on the way. Okay, so next up is we want to check the work that we just did here. And so like I said earlier, there's 4 families that have that family membership type. And so we're going to check our invoices, and let's take a look at those 4 families here. So if you hit the display right away, like all your invoices will come up here. But let's narrow down the invoices to that request that we just made. So here's the request that we just made. Okay, and so I'm going to hit the display button again. So here's our 4 invoices that we just created. And so these are all open, waiting for the families to pay. And thanks for watching.